The Kashatari has made their way into the OCG, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, this deck is, well, actually, this card is really, really scary. Don't make 30% of you guys have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up the 100k ladder here. This guy right here has been putting in a lot of work in the OCG. If you control a monster, special summon this card from your hand. You can only use each of the following effects of Kashatari La Fenrir once per turn. During your main phase, you can add one Kishi Tra monster from your deck to your hand. Stupid thing can search for itself. And when this card declares an attack, or if your opponent activates a monster effect, target one face of card your opponent controls and banish it face down. And that is a trigger for the second effect. A lot of the OCG meta decks have taken up arms this week in playing maximized numbers of this card. And you wonder why, alright? So we have triple copies of the Ascended Thunder here, so also summon from him by paying 3,000. Look, we can make Tomahawk and do Tomahawk shenanigans. Wish we could do that. We have two Apex Avions for negations. Then we have triple copies of La Unicorn here. No monster, specials from the hand. And then you can add a Kichi La monster or spell card from your deck to your hand. And when your opponent activates a monster effect, alright, or declares an attack, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish one monster face down. These two cards right here, these are nuts. We have triple dimension shifter to mess up the opponent, which you love to see. We have one 0 day for extending options, one Apex Avion for the Apex Thunderbird for the infinite negates. We have triple Ash Blossom. Then we have triple Psy Beast here. On normal summon, you can remove and play one psychic monster from your deck. Little interaction points I see here. We have triple copies of Maxi. We have triple Astral Crebo. Then we have two instant contact here, so we can make our level 7, so we can set up. We have triple Sacred Sword for draw power. Two Called by the Grave with Root and Croissant Designator. And we have triple copies of La Birth here. You can normal summon a level 7 without tributing. Okay. During your main phase, you can special summon one non-XYZ Kishi-Ra monster that is banished or in your graveyard. And if your opponent activates a spell card and you control a Kishi-Ra monster, you can target 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them face down. The card is nuts. And then we have, of course, Imperm here. Extra deck here is 2 Link Spiders, 1 IP with 1 copy of Union Carrier, 1 Harpy Conductor, 1 Virus Swordsman with 1 Unicorn. We have 1 Simorg with 1 copy of Virus Berserker. We have 1 Axis Code with the 1 Crusadia. Then, of course, Underworld Goddess with the 2 Tomahawks with the 1 Brave Neos. We have 1 Alpha with 1 Pankratops, triple Regeki, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster with triple copies of Dimensional Fissure, triple Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment Friend here. Wrapping up our level 7 or rank 7 turbo strategy. Now, next up is Alistair with Runes. I didn't think I would see a invoked version of this deck show up, but I was actually really caught off guard this week with this. This was actually a really cool list. We have 1 copy of Fairy Tale Snow, 2 Alistair the Invoker, triple copies of Monster Gate with triple Reasoning. If your opponent slams down this card in the year 2022, I'm definitely going to question what I'm calling. You know what I mean? We have 1 copy of Metalfoes Fusion with 1 Terraforming, 1 Invo with triple copies of the Golden Droplets, 2 Called by, triple of the Effect Veiler. We have triple of the Rhoda. We have 1 Dispel with triple Slumber, triple of the Pop the Special Summon, 1 Big Smash through the opponent's field. We have triple of the Pop the Spell and Trap. We have 1 Searcher for Alistair, triple Regeneration, and 2 copies of There Can Only Be One. Then we have 1 Nightmare Phoenix with the 1 Dugaris, the 1 Abyss Dweller with the 1 Exiton, 1 Castel with 1 Baguski. We have 2 copies of the Hugin, 1 copy of Munin. We have triple copies of Gary, 1 Kaliga with 1 Agoides with 1 Makaba. Side deck here is 2 copies of Alpha, 1 Pankratops, 2 Amanos with triple Token Collector, triple Dark Ruler with triple Evenly. Then we have 1 Hold, There Can Only Be One back here. Wrapping up our Mystery Rune shenanigans here. Pretty basic stuff here. Next up is Byssted Punk. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't expect to see a lot of Byssted stuff this early on. But you know what? I genuinely really liked the idea and concepts for this. Because remember, the whole Byssted archetype, all these guys all act as basic quick play, you know, banish icons to mess up the opponent. So, you get a lot of good value out of this deck. So we have triple copies of the Byssted Dubellion, triple copies of Ogre Dance, 2 copies of Foxy Tomb, 2 copies of Druid Worm with triple copies of Magnamut, triple copies of Saronir. Then we have one Deer Note, one Quackimero Dracu. We have triple copies of Ziamin, triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of Maxi, 2 copies of the Triple Tactics Talents, 1 Ready Fusion, because being able to deploy this is really good. We have 2 copies of Pot of Prosperity, 2 Called by the Grave, 2 Emergency Teleports, 2 copies of Rebranded, and 2 copies of the Branded Beast here, wrapping up our main deck. Our extra deck down here, of course, is 1 Heavenly Spheres, the 1 Asa with the 1 Virus Swordsman. Don't you love the fact that the OCG just loves the crap out of the Virus Swordsman stuff? Like, I just see this stuff everywhere. Like, I don't know, man. It's very interesting. We have 1 Boral Sword with 1 Galaxy Lord, 1 Hope Harbinger with the 1 Cipher, 1 Full Armor with 1 Cipher Blade, 1 Chaos Ruler with the 1 Vermilion, 1 Baron with the 1 Psychic and Punisher, 1 Vanity, and 1 Initis. And then we have triple Sphere Mode, 2 Alpha, 1 Pankratops, there's Fenrir, triple Artemis Slay, 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Arby's Feather Duster, and 2 copies of Mind Control here, wrapping up our Byssted Punk list. Next up is Despia Invoked. This deck has been murdered so much. But once again, you see we've extended the package here. We have La Ogre now. If you can special summon this card from your hand if you have no monsters, during your main phase, add a Kishu La trap card from your deck. When your opponent activates an attack or your opponent activates a monster effect, execute the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck and if you do, banish one of them face down. Okay, well, our trap card now that we get access to here. During either player's turn, you can special summon one of your Kishitra monsters that is banished, or in your hand if your opponent activates a trap card or effect. While this card is already facing your spell trap card zone and you control the Kishira monster, you look at your opponent's hand and banish 1 card face down. This card is insanity, like with this whole little package here. So we have 2 La Ogres, triple copies of La Unicorn, triple copies of La Fenrir with 2 Alubers. We have 1 Albaz Nelius, 1 good old Fallen of Albaz. We have triple copies of Alice for the Invoker, triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring with the 1 Ghost Ogre, 2 copies of Ghost Bell, triple copies of Maxi, 2 copies of Effect Veiler. We have, of course, the 2 Branded Fusions with the 1 Terraforming, 2 Invocations with 2 Called by the Graves, 1 Croissant Designator, 1 copy of our beautiful Continuous Spell card, 2 Search for Alistair, 2 Imperm, and the 1 Prepare. Then we have 1 copy of Good Old Artemis, 1 Umbral, 1 Celine with the 1 Access Code, the 1 Evil Twins, 1 copy of the Shangri-La here. So during the standby phase, special summon 1 Kishira, well actually it's during the standby, so it's either player's turn. Special summon a Kishitra monster from your deck. Alright, so you can actually beam out Fred here for the monster interruption. Alright, and then each time your opponent's cards is banished, choose 1 unused monster zone or spell and trap card zone. It cannot be used while this card is face up on the field. If this card will be destroyed by a card effect, detachable material from it instead. So you can just put this big thing on the field and just laugh at your opponent as you wipe off their spell and trap card zones. We also have 1 Kaliga, 1 Raijin with the 1 Purgatrio, 1 Aguides, 1 copy of Albion, 1 Lubellion, 2 Mirjade with 1 Makaba. And then we have 1 Kishi Kill, 2 copies of Lancia, 1 Ghost Ogre with the 1 Initis, triple Artemis Slay, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Swords of Concealing Light, and 2 copies of Solemn Judgment here, wrapping up this list. And then the last list we have here is Shenanigans featuring Sekka's Light. Now, we don't have this, but this list definitely, this is what you can do with a hodgepodge of 43 cards with Sekka's Light still. So you always wonder why we don't have this card. This is particularly why. So we have 1 Escantos, triple copies of Alpha, the Master of Beast, triple Bigfoot, 2 copies of Swaj de Fleur, 2 copies of Danger Thunderbird with the 1 Lubellion, triple copies of Gizmek, 1 Bankertops with triple copies of La Fenrir, 2 copies of Destrudo, 1 copy of Druidworm, triple copies of Magnamut, 2 copy or triple Dimension Shifter, 1 Snow with triple copies of Luna. We have triple copies of Ash Blossom, triple Maxi with 2 copies of the Immovable Avatar. This is the reverse Nibiru that we get coming up here. This card is actually really good. We have triple Sekka's Light for the draw power. Then we have 1 Hida, 1 Dark, 1 Celine with the 1 Access Code with the 1 Underworld, 1 number 100 for the OTK with the 1 Snap Hold, 1 Dingrisu, 136, 1 Dragoogle, 1 Pain Gainer, 1 Zeus, 1 Seven Sins, 1 Shooting Riser with 1 Punisher. Then we have triple Protos, must be nice OCG, 2 copies of Druidworm, 1 Saronir, triple Psycho Reader, triple dogwood, and triple copies of Zombie World here. Wrapping up your chunk of OCG profiles this week. So what do you guys think about the little shift in their meta? It's honestly kind of interesting. Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.